Good morning, pregame crew. It is Tuesday, December 6, 2022, 8:22 a.m. Eastern, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys. And what I do here every morning is I get started officially around 6:30 a.m. down here on this right corner. So 8 minutes, I'll get started with indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day. Until then, I'm going to say hello to my friends, do audio-visual check, and take a few chart requests. And as always, look at silver for Matthew. Good morning, Night Truck. How are you, my friend? Hey, Greg, Andre, hey, Lori, Casey, Sal, Paul, Matthew, Shauna, Kaza. I'll be there in just a second. My goodness, French Riviera. Sounds amazing. I've never been to Europe. Hey, Basque, Mal, bienvenue. Thanks, Night Truck. Hey, Augustine, how are you? Okay, JPM. I was looking at JPM this morning. It's stronger than GS and XLF. See, this bounce has made enough room for a higher low here on the hourly. So we have this hourly lower high, but we have enough room for a higher low compared to 130.60. You go look at GS. Do you see how we're already breaking the low? So I had scanned all the bank names this morning, and JPM, you know I love to pick on JPM anytime I can, but it's definitely stronger. Yeah, banks are super weak this morning. Getting a lot of sound bites from the banks too. Four-hour is oversold in a weekly uptrend of sorts. This little wick kind of messed up that weekly uptrend, but let me go back and look at JPM. So JPM is looking for a weekly higher low. It's lost daily support. Got hourly oversold yesterday and bouncing well, so JPM is definitely stronger. Michael, you do good. So for those who took advantage of the Black Friday sale, we offered the Trade Keeper Indicator as a kicker for anyone who wanted to take the annual subscription on sale for the Black Friday, and I am so glad that you're liking it. Haley, you're cute. Haley says the accuracy of the bear bull based on the Excel sheet is insane. She buys her shorts based on it and end up winning, and I have 1% of the TA skills you have. You're cute. Hey, Andrew. Hey, yep, Roger. Hey, Rachel, Ludovic, Mary, Jeannie. Good morning. All right, let me go back up. Did JPM. Let's look at silver for Matthew, who has an addiction. We'll talk about it, Matthew. We're here for you. Okay, potential 6-hour bear flag, just like gold. You see it? So a 6-hour lower high is anticipated. Daily, we're inside yesterday's range. Weekly, we have an uptrend. It's a healthy uptrend. This no rising wedge vibes. These higher highs are getting followed through. On the daily, you have plenty of room for a daily higher low. So potential 6-hour bear flag. So it may be 4-hour oversold. If this were to break down, that could get you your potential weekly higher low. If you're looking for a bull trade, if you're looking to short right now, this makes complete sense. Because look at this, tiny higher highs without a lot of follow through, makes us zoom out and look for that bear flag, and boom. Boom. All right. Netherlands, man, it's so crazy. AV's good. Bonjour. UEC. Hey, Slow Devil, how are ya? J. Newell, turtlenecks. I love turtlenecks, by the way. No one asked, but I do. Okay, UEC. We're losing the support. We lost the support of 360. We hit 353 yesterday. Now, the only thing you have left is 348. That's your key support now. 348. That's a bearish engulfing candle yesterday, so we broke over the high of Friday. We ran into the daily 50 MA. We rejected, and we retraced the entire move, and we engulfed the prior candle. Big outside bar. So this is a weak chart. We've lost daily support. So I immediately go to what's the next trade setup. For me, it would be first 5-minute or 15-minute overbought. I would be looking at bearish charts with a reverse back burner psychology or approach. And I'd be looking at bullish charts with a back burner approach. So this is definitely reverse back burner. If you don't know what that means, you can Google Chart Guy's back burner strategy and you will pull up the YouTube video from Dan where he explains how to do that. Okay, Tilray. We'll get started officially in 2 minutes. $5.17 is what I see. So yesterday was $5.12. Let me just dig in here just a little bit and make sure. $5.12 and then $5.17. The cool thing about price action, support and resistance is it's not subjective. It either is a place where price pivoted or it isn't. So you and I should be able to always agree on price action, support and resistance. We have other resistances and support that are not price action based. They're a derivative of price action, but it's not simple price action. So synthetic resistance are things like fibs, trend lines, dark pools, Elliott wave, pitchfork, moving averages, where it's not a place where price pivoted, but it can serve as synthetic resistance and or support. And those we may not agree on. Does that make sense? Well, the moving averages we should agree on, but these others we may be off a little bit. Dark pools is a very specific number, but your trend line, we can all draw trend lines differently. So just something to keep in mind. So Tilray had a big upper wick of profit taking yesterday. The main objective, I should say, for all of these marijuana names is hold the low of yesterday. If you hold the low of yesterday, you're most likely holding your hourly EMAs and bulls remain in charge. If we can consolidate sideways today, that's a win. We don't have to run every day. Consolidating sideways or moving up, that's a win either way for bulls. Trader Satoshi, you're welcome. Y'all ready to get started? Okay, I'm up to date now in the chat room. All right, let's get started. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter at Chart Gal Lori, I would greatly appreciate it. If you want to check us out at chartguys.com and see what we do, we have a wonderful community where we have a channel that can't talk yet, need more coffee, that is devoted to futures. We have a channel that is devoted to commodities, marijuana, crypto. We have a uranium channel. So we have a lot of things that people are interested in, and we have approximately 1,000 of my closest friends, and we post setups. Our job is to teach you technical analysis. Yes, we teach you how to fish, and sometimes we hand out fish, but our main goal is to teach you technical analysis. And my goal here in the morning is to get you ready for the trading day. I do that through, I have notes on another chart, and I copy and paste these, another screen. I copy and paste these notes for TCG members when I'm done. I have to reserve something for our members because all of this data is given away free every day to you. So if you enjoy the data you receive from me or advice or technical analysis, if you could hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. So we have this table, and Haley, I'm glad that you like the table, but you know me, I have to be a politician because I'm constantly giving disclaimers. This is very subjective. Some of the things aren't subjective, like is this an uptrend or downtrend? It's clear. But these arbitrary weightings that I gave it are relative to my trading experience. And I could easily say SMH is bullish if I'm looking at the daily chart. If I'm looking at the hourly chart, it's a little bit more bearish. So just know that, Haley. So I'm just giving out that disclaimer. Trade your own book. You're trading your own money. You're pushing the buttons, control risk, and any setup that I give you, oh, it came from Lori, so it's got to be good. No, they can fail just as fast as they work. So please always manage risk. So this table I came up with a couple of months ago, just a way for me to communicate to you a little bit more objectively what I'm seeing in the market. And as you can see today, I'm leaning more bearish than bullish. So let's go to the charts. ES. Do y'all see this potential 6-hour bear flag? You can really see it on NASDAQ. Do you see it? And this bear flag means we could get hourly higher highs, which we just did without a lot of follow through. And then we zoom out and we look for bear flags on higher time frames. So if we look at the 12-hour, which gave me the most clarity, on ES, what is the more likely scenario? The more likely scenario is a lower high compared to 41.10. That is the most likely scenario. So we have pulled back to a degree that now on any bounce, bears are looking for reverse back burner. So I'm going to declare today reverse back burner day. Good morning, Succulent Life. Okay. So today is reverse back burner day. And what I mean is first 5 or 15 minute overbought conditions could be an area to scout hourly lower highs on a particular chart that you're looking at. Of course, you have to assess this chart. Is this chart stronger than others, weaker than others? Charts like SIG, they had earnings this morning. They raised guidance. So that's a name that you're not going to look to top fish. So top fish day, reverse back burner day, looking for overbought conditions. Now let's go back to the table. So we have we're in a 4-hour downtrend, an hourly downtrend. We have the weekly 50 MA overhead. Dollar. Now, dollar has a point for the market bulls. Let's look at the dollar. So I was drawing this earlier and it already broke bear from this. We had this left potential shoulder head and then we broke the neckline. So now that negates a potential head and shoulder and it just shows overall it's weak. So this is a point in favor of market bulls. Look at this, textbook potential 30-minute bear flag right there on the dollar. That is a point in favor of market bulls because they typically, not always, typically have an inverse relationship. VIX, we're in a nice 4-hour uptrend and we could go take that out. We haven't retraced so much that a higher high is not possible. On the hourly right now, we have a double bottom. Market bear is going to want to see that hold for bulls to resume higher on VIX, and that is a point in favor for market bears. All right, Bitcoin is weak. We have potential weekly bear flag, and I'm staying with that thesis, and I'm also staying with that trade. I'm shorting Bitcoin, very tiny. I'm not used to trading Bitcoin on a regular platform like Tradeovate, so I have been trading the MBTZ, and they are just so small. Any movement, I'm telling you, I shorted this yesterday with several contracts, and I'm up $10. So, but that's how you get started with an instrument you're unfamiliar with, is you just start really, really small. Go back to my notes. So bears are in charge of Bitcoin for now. Bonds, potential daily bull flag. We're forming the second daily inside bar. So that's a point in favor of market bulls. Apple is pulling back greatly. Apple held Friday's low. We'll talk about that in a minute. QQQ and Tesla potential 4-hour bear flags. SMH hourly lower high anticipated. Hang Seng is down just a little bit overnight, not a ton. Hang Seng is down 0.4. DAX is down 0.19. Yeah, it's okay if my brain has a reset, huh? Everybody deserves a reset. So XLE is super weak, and XLE is one of my Queen of the Mountain setups today. Overbought conditions, reverse back burner on XLE, scouting hourly lower highs. XLF is weak this morning, and XLV is still holding that daily 8 EMA, as Dan has been pointing out. He's watching the daily 12 EMA on XLV. Look how strong that is. That could be a daily bull flag. And one thing I'm watching to see if healthcare is going to finally roll over is this J&J chart, because it's a large component of XLV. So XLV has been propping us up from pure catastrophe, and let's see if it starts to roll over, then that we could have another bear trend day. So based on these estimates and my check marks, we have about 38 points in favor of market bulls today and about 99.5 in favor of market bears. So that means reverse back burner day, meaning we're coming off a bear trend day yesterday. So if we get overbought on 5 or 15 minute, it could be a decent area to scout a lower high for hourly. All right, now back to the charts. So we talked about this yesterday about, I don't want to delete that. We talked about Apple yesterday and ES and what the most likely scenario for the week is. So we have, I have it on my other screen, but I'm going to go ahead and type it out for you. Friday, I believe, please confirm. We have PPI. Tuesday, we have CPI. Wednesday, we have FOMC interest rate decision. So we have got some bumpy days ahead of us. So it would make sense if we get in a hurry up and wait mode. So now the bears have pulled back so much from this Powell move up from last week. We've given back a ton of that. Now on a bounce, we're looking for a lower high. We literally could tighten up all week. I'm not saying we will, but we could. So I am basing my trade decisions on, I know the market is holding its breath, waiting for these data points. Remember, PPI is important and it should move the market. CPI is even more important and FOMC is the most important. So it's like we're going to have a crescendo, I guess. Is that what you call that? My mom taught me piano and she taught me about music, and then you have the climax, and then it's kind of like in writing, and then you have the denouement. So we are building up a crescendo, and if I'm wrong, music people, tell me, or just laugh at your desk wherever you are. Just laugh at me. No one will know why you're laughing. Okay. It could be setting up also a potential daily head and shoulders. Early pattern recognition. Okay, so on the weekly, this is a problem for me, and you saw that I marked it off on the table as a problem. We got the weekly 50 MA overhead. You understand? You are so cute. Weekly 50 MA overhead on ES, and it is downtrending. That's bearish. So for me today, bounces are for shorting until the bulls prove something. So on ES, let me make sure you get your levels. See, this bear flag is so weak, we can't even go take out 401475. Again, potential 6-hour bear flags. NASDAQ, 11,84625 is your resistance, support 11,781. If I'm talking too fast, just always, you can pause it or you can slow the speed or rewind it. Okay. So 1847.50 is your resistance on RTY, and you have support at 1837 and 1834.8. Again, just like everybody else, plagued with a potential 6-hour bear flag, super weak. Marshall, you missed everything. I told the secrets of all trading secrets. I told them all. You missed it. Just kidding. Okay, so YM, potential 6-hour bear flag. Your key resistance 34084, support 33883. So NASDAQ is actually looking the best out of all the names. It's slightly green. You can see it was the only one of our Fab 4 indices that got a higher high. But I doubt that it gets much follow through unless the other indices can join it. Good morning, Fat N. All right, so I gave you all those levels. And on VIX, we're watching 21.29 and support of 20.58. We just double bottom there at 20.57. Market bears want to see that hold for further continuation on VIX, which could be a headwind for equities. US 10-year. Okay, this is a point in favor of market bulls. Yep, right there. We're in an hourly downtrend. So US 10-year is not behaving well. And that's the same thing with the dollar. The dollar is weak and US 10-year is weak. So that type of divergence, let's talk about that for a minute. Look here. US 10-year, hourly downtrend. Dollar, hourly lower high, anticipated on bounce. So if the prisoner is in the jail cell, if they can't escape when the warden opens the door and flings it open and says, okay, I'm going to take a break now, you can make a run for it, and they don't make a run for it, we've got a problem. So right now, market bulls, US 10-year and the dollar flung open the prison door, and the prisoner, SPY, is just sitting there. They're not making a run for it. So that is some bearish divergence on the market. We have things that are going in our favor, and we're not taking advantage of it. And we have a Zoom Q&A call twice a week in our room where we have members on a Zoom call and they can ask any question they want related to technical analysis or not related to technical analysis, and we chit chat. And yesterday someone was asking, well, does it tell you a lot that we're having a low volume day with this bearish day? What does that tell us? It tells us a lot, because bears just flung open the door yesterday for bulls with low volume. Bulls could have stepped in at any time and turned it around. They were apathetic, they were lethargic, and they couldn't do anything about it. So no matter if it's a low volume day or a high volume day, the market is always generating information that you can use to place trades or avoid trades. And I also shared yesterday on the Q&A call, you are a retired trader every morning when you wake up. You have to think like that. I'm a retired trader. I will only come out of retirement for the very best primo setups. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit on my hands. Make the trade come to you. If you force a trade, well, I trade SPY every day, I have to put on a trade. No, you don't. You don't. Unless you're a prop trader, you don't have to trade every day. And literally, it is your biggest edge in the market is that you don't have to trade every day. You can wait. You see your pitch, that sweet spot, that fast high ball, little on the outside. I used to love those. And you, okay, that's my pitch. And then you just lay into it. And that's what trading is all about. All right. Hang Seng I mentioned was red, and DAX. Good morning. Hey, Lou. Okay, Bitcoin is weak. Are y'all tired of hearing me say this? Do we have a bear on here? How about a sad face? This chart makes me so sad. I would not want to trade. Well, if you're a bear, you're not sad. I can't even make it. Very, very sad. Oh, well, I was going to try to make it bigger. Fail. Epic fail. So this is a potential weekly bear flag. Look at your SOTEMA. The slope of the EMAs, SOTEMA, SOTEMA. Look at this SOTEMA on the weekly. Look how sad it is. It can't even make a regular frown. So when you see your large EMAs going up and over like this, draw a frown. It'll help you remember. This is super bearish. This is a super bearish chart. And when you see your EMAs going the other direction, then you say, oh, that's a smile. Look at this big frown. This is a bearish chart. And yes, bulls could come in. They played some good defense this morning, but it doesn't change the weekly chart. Now let me draw that for y'all again. Okay. 17759, as long as that's a resistance overhead, a weekly bear flag is in play. Ethereum. As long as 1300 is intact, no candle closes above, we have a weekly bear flag in play. Weak, super weak. If you get 5 and 15 minute overbought conditions, what do? Do y'all see that? That's dreamy. Had a little head and shoulders up here. Boop. So 15-minute overbought. Look at how much room to the downside or how much movement you got. Look here, approaching overbought, approaching overbought. Keep doing it till it stops working. Just keep doing it. Keep shorting overbought conditions until it stops working. Of course, always use a stop. Abandoned Baby, that's hilarious. Abandoned Baby says Bitcoin never under 17,000 again. It is my bet that you have not been trading longer than 2 or 3 years, because you never say never with anything. Anything can go to zero. Anything can go to $1 million overnight. Anything can happen. And accepting those outcomes is a huge stepping stone to becoming a consistently profitable trader. Okay. Jorge, you're ruthless. You're totally ruthless. Okay, gold has that potential 6-hour bear flag as well. We talked about a top fish. Was that on gold yesterday? We talked about a top fish. I thought it was. Maybe I'm mistaken. But so we have a 6-hour potential bear flag, very much mirroring the market. So we just got hourly higher high, not getting a lot of follow through. 1793.20 is your double top. Okay, oil is super weak, super weak. So we had that OPEC meeting on Sunday. We have API estimates after hours today at 4:30. And we have inventory tomorrow. Overbought conditions on shorter term time frames or for shorting as long as these bears are large and in charge. We can't even get an overbought situation. It's so weak. Hey Trey, good morning. All right, nat gas, super weak. We are not oversold on the daily, but on the 4 hour, our RSI is at 18. 475 is your key support. And you do have another support over here. It's a prior support that has since been breached, but price has memory and it could serve as support at 5325. I would be slightly interested in a bottom fish on nat gas if it can form up a little bit better. Right now, this is a mess. I don't want to trade it down here, but I do like that 4 hour 18 RSI for a potential overbought bounce play. Apple. So Apple broke Friday's high, then retraced the entire move, holding Friday's low. It's a potential inside day. Let's look at that. So Friday's high was 148. Yesterday we hit almost 151. We couldn't get through the 151.83, and we retraced the entire move and closed close to the low of day. So Friday's low, 145.65. Yesterday's high, low, 145.77. So we held Friday's low by 12 cents. Becomes a super important level here. So you see how far we bounced? We're bouncing right into the Great Wall of Louisiana, which I affectionately call the hourly 50 MA or the 50 MA on any time frame. So I would be looking for a lower high top fish. And I found this level over here, 149. But it looks like Apple's too weak to even make it up to that level. If we can make it up to the 148.50 area, then we could have a potential inside day, meaning I doubt we take out yesterday's high or yesterday's low if we could bounce to 148.50. So if we could bounce to 148.50, let me show you how I do things. If Apple hits 148.50, evaluate Iron Condor. Meaning I think it's going to stay range bound if we could get to that 50% retrace, which right now doesn't look possible. The market's weak and Apple is weak. Amazon, reverse back burner until it stops working. So 15-minute overbought conditions have been great areas to short. You can look at even a 5-minute overbought today. So Amazon is weak. We've lost the daily support of 91.44, and the next one is 90.59. Super weak. NVIDIA. I agree, homebody. I agree. All right. So NVIDIA is strong compared to every other name. I've been drawing hearts on this chart. We have plenty of room for a daily high or low. Hourly, we may need to wait for that hourly oversold conditions to scout that daily high or low. So let's go set an alert. Tell me when RSI crosses 30 on the hourly and you could scout a potential daily high or low. Tesla, potential 4-hour bear flag. Look at that classic 4-hour bear flag. So reverse back burner, wait for 5 15-minute overbought conditions and look for top fish setups on Tesla. DIA. So if you're in the room, let's see, where did I put that? I have been posting all of my exits and entries into DIA here. And last Thursday here. So December 1st, right after the market opened, I was traveling. I put this megaphone that we've been watching in here for weeks. And I entered the 345 puts for 12.9. And then I took off some after 30 minutes of profit. I was up 33%. Then I added back 340 puts because I rolled out and down, which means I'm taking off the pricier options and moving down to a lower strike that's cheaper to protect profits. And then I kept exiting. Yesterday I had to exit from 289 to 515. And that was on the 345s, and I still have the 340 put. So I just want to show you what we do in the room is we do give you a fish here and there. So DIA. I want a reverse back burner trade on DIA to add back some of my puts. So we didn't get 5-minute overbought at all yesterday, but give me 5-minute overbought and just wait for a little ding in the chat room where Lori is adding back puts. Does that mean go in heavy? No, because my other trades worked out, yeah, on DIA. Doesn't mean the next one will. So always manage risk regardless of what idea you may be following. Okay, Meta. This is a dangerous one. This is a counter trend trade. We've got a daily higher high yesterday without a lot of follow through. So I'm looking to top fish 123.26 intraday level from yesterday, 123.26, looking for that weekly lower high. Y'all with me? So Meta is a daily relative outperformer this week and last week compared to other names. I'm looking for help for consolidation because we're aiming for, bears are scouting a weekly lower high. So this is my Queen of the Mountain trade. I'm looking to top fish 123.26. But look, we haven't lost the hourly 50 MA yet. I'm just looking for the other generals to fall. Homebody, keep schooling them. I'm with you. Okay, Netflix, potential daily rising wedge. So I took Netflix short this morning at 313.08. So not too far away from where price is now. I've covered 25% of it, but I missed the chat. I lost it. But I think this trade could still work even on a bounce. I'm looking for 5 or 15-minute overbought to add back that 25% I've already covered. This chart, I don't like it. I don't like the tiny higher highs without a lot of follow through. I'm looking at top fish 318.16. I will stay in this trade as long as 318.16 remains. And I will add if we push up into it. XLE, 5-minute and 15-minute overbought conditions, reverse back burner day. This thing is weak. It lost its key daily support. It lost that 87.29. Now, we are looking for a weekly higher low. And 4-hour is approaching oversold. Y'all see that? So this could be a good area to bottom fish XLE. But instead of doing that with oil so weak, I'd rather wait for bounces to short. All right, so that's my 4 Queen of the Mountain, 655. Hello, friends. Okay. Trade of 8, it's going to be the current one. Is MCLF3. So I'll type it out for you, or CLF. So this is the current contract, January. And if you want to do micro or even QM, E-mini, I like the QMs. It's QMF2023. And if you want an even smaller contract, MCLs. MCLF23. You're welcome. Okay. Yes, overbought equals over 70 RSI. Correct, Generac? So funny. I was telling my mom about this protein that I saw a friend post that's not flavored. I'm trying to get more protein in my mom. And I was like, they sell it at GNRC. She's like, what? I'm like, GNRC? She's like, you mean GNC? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Everything in my world comes back to a stock ticker. So every time I look at Generac, I will think of that now. We got a tiny lower low without a lot of follow through. Whoa, this could be a falling wedge. You're welcome, turtlenecks. This doesn't have the requisite amount of tickers that you would like to see. Maybe a little channel. I don't know. 95.92 is your key support. And yesterday's low, 96.60, then 95.92. Man, this thing is weak. 75.50 is your next support on the monthly. This could be getting close to a buy area, but the safer trade on this one is short 5 or 15-minute overbought conditions. Yeah, hit the like button, please. I don't make predictions like that, Mar, that SPY will stay above 400. I don't know what SPY is going to do. From early morning action, I would say I'm definitely leaning more bearish than bullish, but as far as predictions, I don't do that. 287 is resistance. We're up at 285 in pre-market. So we got over 283. We hit 287 and we still pulled back a little bit. Bulls don't want to see a mega fall with these tiny higher highs without follow through, tiny lower lows without follow through. You have enough room for hourly higher low on a pullback, so maybe first 5 minute oversold during regular trading hours could be a good area to go long on MNMD. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to go listen to Charting Man Dan kick us off for the next hour and a half as the market opens and he gives us his insight. I appreciate you being here. Please hit that like button. Please go follow me on Twitter at ChartGallery if you're on Twitter. And just use stop losses and be a decent human, okay? Okay, bye.